Welcome to another review video. In today's video, we will be going over the new Mega Magnus Gigantor pistol. This thing's really big in person. Anyways, these have been popping up on the Nerf Reddit. People have been posting where they have found them. And Nerf said that it was going to be released January 14th, but as we all know, when Nerf announces something's going to be released, it pops up, you know, a month, 2 months before that time. So let's cut into this, see what we get, and see how it performs. In the box, you receive one Mega Magnus pistol, an instruction sheet, and 3 nicely packaged Mega Darts. These were really easy to get out compared to some of the old packaging things where you had to rip the tape off and pull the plastic out. This just pops out really nice, so you're not going to harm your darts. And on the instruction sheet, it describes clearing a jam, and there is a button on the Mega Magnus pistol that you would probably overlook really easily, and that is this little button right here, a little orange dot. Apparently that clears jams. I don't know how, but it does according to the instruction sheet, but it is really small, really small, so make sure you know where that is. This pistol is massive. People have put up comparison shots, and it's like the size of a Recon or something like that. I mean, this thing is massive. Compared to my hand, this is just big. The handle feels really small in comparison to just the large body. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Let's feel the prime. Prime is nice and hefty. So the way you load the Mega Magnus pistol is you put the head in first, and you push that down, then you have to squeeze the rest of the body in between the 2 little lips right here. And to be completely honest, I feel like these darts are not going to last very long. They feel much nicer than the Centurion Mega Darts, but I feel like these are just going to bend and break, and you're going to be buying a new refill pack pretty soon. But hey, at least you don't have to use one clip the entire time, so I guess that's nice. Alright, let me shoot it this way. Ooh. Surprisingly, the dart, or darts I should say, are flying relatively straight over to my mini fridge. There's a little bit of a curve, but it was very gentle, so that leads me to believe that these are going to be way more accurate than your Centurion. So it's been really muddy lately, and I honestly don't feel like going outside, getting covered in mud, looking for dirty darts and all this stuff. So I'm going to put a link right around here to Awesomely Nerf, who did a range test for the Mega Magnus. So if you want a range test, you can go check it out there. The box claims up to 85 feet, so you can find out if it actually hits that distance by clicking right here. Now I know this video has been relatively short for the Mega Magnus pistol, and that's because there's really not much to say about it. I mean, there's a tack rail on the bottom, but it's pretty simplistic. You just load 3 darts in the top, you pull this back, you slide it forward, and you fire it. It's really easy. There's nothing complex. There's really not much else to talk about. So how do I feel about the Nerf Mega Magnus? Firstly, if you have to choose between this and a Centurion, I highly recommend you go with this. The Centurion is awful. I hate the Centurion. I think it's garbage. It's way too big for what it does. The prime is ungodly amounts of large. The clips are huge and unwieldy. There's no refill packs that come with a clip, so you're going to be left with one. Mega Darts are expensive, and just the Centurion is huge. It's just not your time. This is about the size of a Recon, and Recons really aren't too big, but this is a huge sidearm. It's really big. You get about the same range. It's in a much smaller package. Yes, it only holds 3 darts, but reloading on the fly is really not too hard. It's a little wonky with this, seeing how you have to load it, but I would think it's much better than priming 2 feet at a really slow rate of fire. This one, you can get a decent rate of fire off with this. This reminds me of the Quick 6, where it's 6 darts and head slam fire. It was really, why would you want it as a sidearm? This is kind of the same thing. I would run this as kind of a primary if you're doing stock wars, because it gets good distance. Like, it's really not a secondary. If you have to go with a last ditch or a secondary, I recommend something other than this, but I can see this being a pistol, I guess. This is huge. It's too big to be a pistol. I can see this running as a, you know, a decent primary if you're really into using mega darts. If you haven't used mega darts before, I would say don't waste your time buying this because mega darts are expensive and the only two blasters that use them really aren't that great compared to, say, an Elite Alpha Trooper, which will decimate both the Centurion and this. However, if you have been wondering about whether to get a Centurion or this, and you really want to get one or the other, get this. No one likes the Centurion. This is much better. It's going to be the better buy because you can get like 4 of them for the same price, or maybe 3 of them for the same price as a Centurion. I think it's an alright blaster. I'm not going to say go out of your way to get it. It's alright. I don't like the Mega Series very much. Call me biased, but I really don't like the Mega Series. Kind of doesn't hold up on its own, and everything they've put out so far has been not too great. And this, only having 3 darts, just doesn't really match. If it had 6 or 5, I could understand, and I'd like it more, but 3 really isn't too much. Now, the benefits are, there have been people who have modded this to take the regular clips, regular darts, and you cut like a hole in the bottom here, you cut out some stuff in there, and then you put stuff in the dart chamber and you're done. It's a little more complex than that, but for mods, I guess this would be kind of a cool idea. A big old pistol that takes clips is always a nice option, so there is always that. But I would say don't go out of your way to get it, but if you really want something in the Mega line, get this. So yeah, that's my review of the Mega Magnus, and I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day wherever you are.